Warning, this show is not for the serious or sensitive individual. I repeat, this show is not for the sensitive or serious individual.
In other words, if you sensitive, do you a favor, definitely do me a favor, and get the fuck from around here, player. Yeah.
There goes the neighbor. There goes the neighborhood. There goes the neighbor. There goes the neighborhood.
Yes, y'all. Welcome y'all to another episode of There Goes the Neighborhood. I am your host, Dom G, and we are about to have some fun today, people. Last time we spoke about the art of love making, and it was a popular conversation. We had some fun with it, and I said, how can I do another version of that? Like, how can I bring a part 2 back? And my special guest tonight was the one to do this with. I got with me Mr. George Anthony. For all you freestyle lovers out there, George Anthony has some music that just touches the heart, touches the soul, and it's love. It's that sexy shit, that sexy shit that a lot of you made kids to. A lot of you got little damn things running around. That's a lot of it might be because of him. So just want to make that clear. But with that said, I don't want to waste too much time. I do want to say hello to everyone that's tuning in today. I did put the feed up on Twitter because I did have some people a little upset at me about that, but they're here today. Quick shout out to everyone that's in the chat right now. We will, definitely want to give it to all of you, but the one I definitely have to give to is my mama. Love you so much. Thank you. That's my number one fan, and that's my number one lady, always and forever. Love you. But with that said, let's not waste too much more time before I bring out my guy. Put a little something together here. Okay, listen, I am not an editor, but I try, people. I try. So forgive me ahead of time. But let me just, for those of you that are not too familiar with George Anthony, let me just show you a little something of who he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. George Anthony.
Dom G, that's one hell of a editing you did there, bro. I applaud you. That was amazing. You made me look like Pitbull.
I tried with what I had, brother. I tried. I was putting it together. I said, try my best. Oh, man. I'm getting better at it, though. I'm getting a little better at it, man. What's up, though, brother? How's everything, man?
Everything's good, man. Just here, take day by day, working, family, doing all that stuff, and trying to make some time to do some music too, man. So yeah, just trying to do it all, man, before that time comes where you can't do it anymore. You feel me?
You're looking back and saying, "Oh, I mean, I do that a lot now with some of the things. It's like in my past, like, I could have done that a little differently. You know, wish I would have
Yeah,
took it full throttle.
yeah,
I gotta say something here though, right?
sure.
This- I had a little opening that I was gonna bring you out to, right? But I didn't want to just start it with that because again, a lot of your fans are here now, so I don't want them to get too crazy over it. But
It's okay.
I just want to
They all have a wild side.
so for those of you that not familiar with the show, this is a show
Mhm,
I like to laugh. I like to have a good time,
okay. Mhm,
but always with beautiful, good energy. Right?
mhm,
Have a good time, laugh,
absolutely.
and there's no boundaries here. Even though now I've been toning it down a little bit, because I wanted to be able to be more shareable. This was a hard show for my aunts to watch and for them to say, "Oh, look, you got to see my nephew." No, they're not saying that. They didn't want to hear my mouth. But
I know you got like 50 people, and then you say something, and you got 10. I know. I know.
so originally this is what I was gonna put right. This right here. I was gonna have this come on as soon as you popped up. It was gonna be this.
12 inches.
Oh my God! I think we lost a few people right now. That's hilarious.
I can't just bring back. But shout out to Jamie because I actually told Jamie about that, and she was like, "Oh, he would laugh at that. It'll be okay." I was like, "All right."
Yeah, man, for sure.
I didn't want but yeah, man. So for those of you that are not familiar with Mr. GA's music, dope
Yeah, man.
freestyle. Um, what's crazy is like one of my favorite songs from you
Mm.
is "What Will It Take."
Oh,
Um,
wow. Okay.
and
1993. Yeah.
that was it 93?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Wow. I thought it was
Yeah.
like early 2000s. Um,
Nah.
and
Actually, you know what? That's a lie. 1996.
96.
1996. 96. Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
still in the 90s. Yeah.
it was wow, man. Like
It was in
that was
1996.
always, that was like I love the song, but at that time I didn't know who George
Oh,
Anthony was,
yep.
right? And then over time I started to know who he was. I love freestyle
Mm.
music.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's what's up.
for those of you that know, he's done music with everybody from Cynthia, George Lamont. I don't know if there's any other artists that you want to throw out there. I hate when I leave people out. But I know
No, no, of
tons of
course. Yeah,
artists
no.
you forget.
Cynthia, George Lamont, Cynthia Figueroa, Julio Mena, Sammy Zone, and just a little Susie. I've worked with so many people. Like, I mean, I can just send links so that people can go and actually research me. Like, who is this GA guy? That's on Dom G show. But yeah, no, for sure, I've done so much stuff throughout the years. But in the middle there was a huge lapse. But nevertheless, I worked a lot in the early '90s on freestyle. Did a little bit of salsa, and now I'm back doing freestyle.
I hear you, brother, and it's missed you. It's missed you, brother. So it's good. It's good to have that back, man. Definitely good to have that back.
Yes,
So
sir.
I want to. I did a little research, obviously, and I found out that you grew up in Chelsea Projects, in
Yeah, man.
Manhattan. I grew up in the projects myself in
Okay.
Brownsville, Brooklyn. So
Yeah.
I guess
Okay.
we could kind of relate, especially being Latino in the projects. It's a
Yeah,
little
man.
different. It's a little
It
different, right?
it sure is. It sure is because living in the projects not only did it mold me as a human being and as the person that I am today, but I had to take my daughters who grew up differently, for lack of a better term. They grew up on 72nd Street, Central Park. So when I took them to where I invested 20 somewhere years of my life to the Chelsea projects, they're like, Dad, there is no way you survived this. Like, I actually survived this. Because they were like, wow, urinated elevators. Where are their porters? I was like, no, we have the housing authority. It's different. We don't have porters or doormen here. Your
uh,
doormen are not in front of the building for the doorman reason.
the doors wouldn't even work for them to open if if you had them.
What are you doing here? Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely different, man. I did the same thing. It's funny you say that because I did the same thing with my son.
Yeah.
I took him and my nephews, and then they have no knowledge of the streets whatsoever, and brought them there, and they're like, "You guys used to live here?" It's like, yeah, we lived here, man.
Yeah, man.
It's different. It's a
Yeah,
lot different. But I'm
yeah,
like
but no regrets, brother. No
no regrets.
regrets.
Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
trade it for the world. You know that made me appreciate life the way I do now, and that's why I'm so
Yeah.
thankful for everything.
Yeah.
And like say what curse me out, do whatever you
Mhm.
want. I don't care. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna be upset at it. I'm blessed beyond anything that I could ever imagine in my life. So there's nothing
absolutely.
that could bring me down from that. Like I'll be on that cloud
Absolutely.
forever and a
Yeah.
day. So
Right.
how did you even how did you get started with music?
In the projects, I had a producer by the name of Willie Valentine. I lived on the third floor, he lived on the second floor, and every day, of course, you could just hear all your neighbors, you could hear what's going on. So he was just playing music one day, and I used to sing, and also my brother used to DJ. So he DJ'd in the Hudson Guild in the Chelsea projects. He was like the community DJ, my brother, and he would just we would go to the record stores, vinyl records out there, and just buy a lot of beats. So one day he was just, playing an instrumental, and I just started singing, and my brother was like,
Is that your
you
twin
can
brother?
sing. My twin brother, yeah, one the twin.
Shout out
Yep.
Wanda Twin. He just wants to let you know something real quick.
He says, "You ugly." Yo, we embrace ugliness, bro. We just embrace it.
What's
But
good?
yeah. So I sent him the link, by the way, if he wants to come and join. He's
You're
more
more
than
than welcome
welcome
to
to.
pop in, brother.
Yep. So he used to play a lot of records, and this is us at 13, 14, 15 years old. And I was just singing, and the producer who lives downstairs from me actually came up and knocked on my door. It's like, yo, who's singing? And I said, oh, that's me, just messing around and stuff. So he says, yo, let's record a demo. I said, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Because I've never pursued it in that way. I just used to sing just to sing. And that's when my first song came out, I Love You. And shortly after that, Nelson Cruz heard me from Micmac, fast forward. And Micmac, Mickey Garcia, they picked me up. And next thing you know, I have a vinyl record on one of the top freestyle labels, at that time, which was Micmac Records. And that was it. I was 17 years old. I came out with a song called I Love You. But that was short lived, man. In 1991, I kind of like got mismanaged, and I kind of fell out of love of performing it. I said I'll just stick to doing background vocals and writing songs. And Johnny O, everybody knows Johnny O's like a legend. He
Oh,
ended
I
up
got a
doing my
funny story to
song.
tell you about that about Johnny O. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. He did it in 1992, and I just left freestyle and just started pursuing other things like salsa. And in 1996, 97, 98, I started just going into the salsa world. And in 1998, I recorded a salsa album with Jelly Bean Benitez on all the recordings. So I did salsa for a couple of years, and then life happened. I got married, had kids. Fast forward 15 years later, I said I'm gonna do freestyle again. So in 2015, I started working on freestyle again with a producer named Jay Allums. So that's pretty much all in a nutshell. But there's a lot more details involved to how everything came to be.
I hear you. Before I tell you that story, you got a friend that popped in here, so I want to make sure I
Okay.
bring her on and not leave her in the
Okay.
back room too long.
Hmm.
Welcome, Miss Melissa Bonilla.
Hi,
That's
Welcome,
my
welcome.
sister from another mister.
How are
Thank you for coming
you?
in.
that's my brother right there. I'm doing so
I
well.
already heard. He gave me the call. He said, "Listen, I can't do the show unless Melissa's coming on." I said, "Okay,
I
whatever
love you,
you want."
George. But thank you so much for having me on. It's like, and George, he's like my brother, and we're just music. We're like, when you're an artist, there's like soulmates, musical soulmates. He's definitely, we've
That's
known each
dope.
other for 20 years, and it's always been a super supportive friendship and artistry. It's like, it's just awesome. And we always work things out. So it's great. Thank you for having me
Yeah.
here.
Thank
Yeah.
you for being a part of it. I appreciate it. I just want you to be ready for some of this material.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Dom, this woman is the epitome of staying ready. So
I,
Yeah.
nothing phases her.
Not only ready, I'm just like I'm
uh-oh.
excited, and I'm an open book. I really am, and I don't have any hair in my tongue, but I try to be gracious about things. So I'm ready. Go
That's
for it.
good. That's beautiful. Love it. Love it. Just real quick for the people in the comments, I know if you're on the group page, it's not showing who you are. So just put your name next to it. if it'll probably be easier if you just go to the main page, my main page, and go on through there, because it's not on YouTube or anything else right now. So go on through there. We'll be able to see who you are. And if the comments that don't come through, I'm sorry. Sometimes the comments don't come through, so please don't kill me. And if it's something you really need to get out there, put it a couple of times, and I'll definitely see it in the side comments. But what I wanted to tell you about the Johnny O situation, right? Growing up in Brownsville, he came and performed. I was in junior high school, 275 in Brownsville. He came and performed. It was him and Special Ed. Never forget this, right? And there's probably only a few of us Puerto Ricans in there. And he's performing. I'm like, oh, that's my shit. Nobody knows what the hell song that is, right? He's performing Memories. Memories.
Oh, Marie. Yep.
I'm pumped up, like, oh shit, this is my shit right here, and all other kids looking at me like, what the hell is this? Like, there's some white boy shit, like me, some white boy. Like, don't know,
Like, we here for Special Ed.
Yeah. I was like, that's it, man. But it was just hilarious just to see like the reaction of nobody knew the song. It's like, meanwhile, for me, that was like, oh my God moment for me. Like,
yeah,
this is Johnny.
What year was that?
I'm in junior high school. That had to be around, I want to say 90, 91, around there.
Oh,
yeah,
so
that's
already in the 90s.
That sounds about right, because Johnny O was super fearless at that time.
Yeah,
super. He'll perform with Eric B. or Kim. He didn't care.
But that was
funny,
definitely my song without a.
Yo, guys, get your drinks up.
Oh yes,
I
cheers,
Okay.
cheers.
Yo, I went to Starbucks and I asked for this tea and I had like a dope conversation with the lady and we were so nice to each other. She gave it to me for free. And she was like, nah, it's on us. I'm like, you know what? When you treat people nice, when you treat people nice in service, whether it's the airport, anywhere, especially these days, it goes a long way usually. And it's like, you see how nice people could be when you just treat them well.
Listen, I don't know if I told the story before, but I grew up in the restaurant business. My family has some Italian restaurants out on Long Island. So I was always in the business. And I tell people all the time, do not go out to eat with anyone that's rude. If you're going to eat with someone that's rude, you can pay.
Never.
I can't. Yeah. I don't want to spill all the beans of the things that we've done. But we've done some of the most terrible things to people.
My brothers put themselves through college with waiting tables and stuff like that, servers. And the stories they used to tell me, it changes your life. You don't even want to go out to eat anymore. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be nice. Be like, yo, I'm not associated with this person. They're mad rude. I don't really want to be
disclaimer.
around them.
That's it.
Don't spit in my food.
There's people that know already. Do not ask me to go out to eat with you. I will not go. I told you, no, your attitude is too much. I am not going out.
You gotta submit an application. Like, oh my God. Sorry, I segued.
Without a doubt, not at all. So, G, you also a songwriter as well, right?
Yeah, I've written the majority of my songs. It's just as of late that I've like done like collaborative work with another songwriter by the name of Jay Adams, who he kind of he switched my style, but in such a great way, because after some time, your stuff starts sounding a little the same. So thankfully for Jay Adams, he says, George, I think you should try these things, and he didn't take away from the style. I think he kind of enhanced it, and then of course I realized it's sometimes good to collaborate, So yeah, so I write the majority of my songs. Very rare do I do a cover or a song that somebody else wrote for me.
But George, he writes songs like in minutes. Like minutes.
Really quick.
He's really quick.
I Love You. I wrote it on a 30-minute train ride to go see my girlfriend who lived in Flushing, Queens. And I finished the song and it was a poem. It was like, come into my arms, let me hold you tight, let me be the one to love you through the night. And all I did was put a melody.
Well, being that we took it there,
you're a fortune cookie is what you are.
Being that we took it there, that was something I wanted to talk about as far as the inspiration for music, right? Like I said, for me being a songwriter myself, I had a negative reputation in the sense of, if I had a new woman with me, right away, everyone assumed I was working on a new song. It was just like kind of went together, right? And now that I'm older, I kind of said subconsciously, I think back then I really used that. I think that was my energy, like dating women and just not staying in one relationship, jumping to another one. And it was like, okay, I think that was my motivation to make music. And I never really kind of realized it back then. But again, now older, wiser is like, I think subconsciously that's what I was doing. I think I was creating my music through these experiences. And I would love to. I wrote a lot of R&B songs, and I wasn't a singer, but I would write R&B songs and give them to different artists. And for me, it was like love doing it, and that was my inspiration. So, like, do you guys? I mean, you both love to write music. Do you guys?
That makes so much sense. What you're saying.
Melissa, you go.
It makes so much sense.
Melissa's
Yo,
on
I'm
you.
sorry. It makes so much sense what you're saying, and like if you look at the way the brain is, whenever you fall in love again, you I sounded so Long Island. Whenever you fall in love again,
That was so Long Island.
Yo, man, I was like, whenever you fall in love again with your coffee. But whenever you're in a new relationship and you have, like, it's literally you're getting dopamine, right? You're getting like shots of the happy hormones and the serotonin. So it makes sense that you're motivated by that, and you're motivated by love, and you're motivated by emotions. And it's like my grandmother used to call. I come from a family of musicians, and she say it's like a muse. A muse would come, an inspiration, and it comes and goes. And that's kind of what like love and emotions are, right? Relationships. So I think that totally makes sense. I'm totally vibing. I keep a journal of all my lyrics that I've written for the last 25 years. And I can remember, like, I sometimes every few years I open it. I just found one recently. And it's like, wow, I wrote some dope shit when I was like super young, and I was in a crazy place, in these relationships and stuff. So I think I can totally relate to that.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way too. I definitely wrote songs. And girls at the time, that was my inspiration. So I can honestly say that at the beginning, I would think of a current situation or me trying to get a girl, and that's where my inspiration came from.
Wait, but was that your inspiration, or is that what you used to get the girls? Because I feel like you would have
Both.
Yeah.
Both, because I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, a singer-songwriter, so
And this guy's an
I'll
R&B
be able to
writer.
take advantage of both.
Word. And he's writing sexy Jodeci songs and R&B and shit for the songs.
That was my shit, Jodeci. Oh God, God knows
I wanna lift you up and down.
Oh, that's Silk.
That's see it. I'm
That's
telling
Silk.
you, like everyone always said like I had the gift for gab, and I always said I had the gift for gab only because I was such an R&B head. Like between R&B and freestyle music, I would listen to it and a little before I know it, I'm writing letters to girls, and I'm over there, it's just oh shit, that's from a Shy song, that's from Silk. Like little by little, it all comes together,
Yeah, you guys are like
some lyricist lounge shit.
No,
but you don't mean
you're the Baja Panty Papichulos.
But that's not what we want to be. It's not who we meant to be.
I'm just saying.
It's
but
just
women always love that. Like I know, like a guy that can sing or a guy that writes, like that's like I don't know. It's definitely about even though you don't intend it to be. It's definitely about Hapanti. I don't know if this is religious. If this is a religious show.
If I could sing, I would never shut the fuck up. Like you wouldn't shut me up if I could sing. I'll be singing for no fucking reason. Everywhere I was, everyone would know I can sing. Like
there's some people that do that. Hey, on the train, it's my style.
You know how to get to here? Well, you gotta go through. No. I'll be just like R. Kelly with that. That's how R. Kelly.
The underpass.
Let me ask you guys, as singers, how do you guys can you guys still listen to R. Kelly? Do you still listen to R. Kelly?
I have to say, go George. Tag, you're it.
No, listen, I still love R. Kelly. I just since it was so much in our face and so much shit going on with it. It's just like you can't how can I say, you can't listen to it without thinking about all that stuff that was on TV. So I'm like,
I'm trying to separate
that's
it.
the only thing.
It's so fucking hard when you're listening to the music and then it's like your body is my playground, and
you
it's
can't enjoy it. Like,
man, stop.
And even Aaliyah's song AJ, he wrote all those
exactly.
songs. Yeah. That I honestly can live without R. Kelly. Like, and so this is like, and I've talked about this a lot. I'm able.
You're a big fan of his though.
No, so and for
Okay,
that
so
reason, I can separate with
gotcha.
him. I can separate the art and the persona. No,
Mhm.
I can't separate it. Now, Michael Jackson, I
That-
can't. No, I can't
MJ
cancel
is
Michael
my
Jackson.
God. That's my God. MJ.
Let's say.
MJ is my God. No,
Yeah,
listen.
so I'm
MJ is
hypocritical
innocent.
because I can't ever cancel Michael. I feel like
MJ
there's
is
nothing
innocent
that
of
he
all
could possibly
charges.
cancel. Yeah.
Oh, MJ.
What about us? Hey.
Have you seen not 2 episodes ago? I had the Michael Jackson glove the whole show. I had it on.
You
Oh.
did?
Yeah,
I
that's
love
my
Michael
guy.
Jackson.
That is my
Yeah,
guy.
I wouldn't be able. R. Kelly cancel. I don't give like. Okay, I could deal with like. I believe I could fly.
Nah, but you
Like,
know
I
what
could
messed
live
me up?
without
I
that.
mean, I was R. Kelly. Well, I was a huge fan of R. Kelly, so I ended up seeing on YouTube one of his concerts like a couple weeks ago, and I'm sitting here and I'm getting so fucking mad. I'm just like, fucking Kelly, man, you have like I forgot the hits because I haven't heard them in so long that I'm just listening
Sad.
hit after hit after, and I'm like, you fucked up a part of my childhood, man. Like you
Yeah.
really fucked that up for me, man.
Yeah, man. Him and they did a bunch of them did
I
a
love
number
that
on
shit.
us.
Drew Bays. Listen,
Who's your?
let me say my buddy right here, Drew Bays. He say he still love that shit. He was on the show with me last week. He's the one that's dating women
What's up, Drew?
that don't know how to eat with a fork. So Melissa, I know you
Hey, with a
single.
cucharón, with a cucharón.
What up,
Okay.
shout out to my brother. He on here, Ralph Gonzalez. Love you, my brother. Just want to give it all up. And the family, y'all know I all love y'all, but I ain't putting y'all out here. You know, leave me alone for a little while. Have enough of y'all during the week. All right, let's we got to know GA as an artist. Now let's get into what the ladies and the men would like to hear about some real love making skills. And now we got Miss or Mrs.
Miss, because Bonilla
it's-
is my maiden name.
Miss Melissa Bonilla
Yeah.
here, and she can help us on this too. She just set herself up.
She'll tell you how
She's
it is.
ready. She's ready, but her phone ain't ready. I don't know what's going on with this phone. Give me 1 second.
So the art of love,
so go ahead.
the art of love, right? It's been an argument for generations, years, forever on exactly what love is. What do you two, each one, what is love to you specifically?
Ooh, what a good question.
I'll start with compatibility. But Melissa, I know she'll get more in depth with it.
I mean, because I go into like profound places, like in my mind. I'm an overthinker. What is love, man?
Well,
love.
and I asked the question because obviously it's the show is the art of making love. So in order to know the art of making love, first you have to know what love is.
I have one word for love, and it's one word. It's real love is unconditional.
Okay, I agree with that.
I agree with that as well. Okay.
Having some technical difficulty.
She's fighting with her phone, but we'll continue while she figures it out.
So the art of love is the argument that the active character of true love involves 4 basic elements. This was research. They call me Professor Dom. You know, I like to kick some science to the crowd here and there. But the 4 basic elements is care, responsibility, respect, knowledge. But they can differentiate depending on who you are and your situation. We'll bring Melissa back when she gets back in here.
Okay.
There she goes. She's back. Hold on. Let me bring her back. There you go.
Estoy aquí.
So there were 4 elements that you missed, Melissa. One was care, responsibility,
respect, and knowledge. That's the argument of the 4 basic elements of what true love entails.
I agree.
But it depends. But the problem, the argument with it is that each one of those means completely something different depending on who you are and your experiences in life. For example, something I care about, you might not care about, right? Something that I might think you should be responsible about, you might feel it's not a big deal. So these are 4 things that become, once you're able to have them in common, supposedly that's what forms true love.
So what is it? What are the 4 again?
Care, responsibility, respect,
and knowledge.
and knowledge.
And knowledge. The knowledge one is interesting to me. I agree with all that stuff, and that's I you know I also think there's different levels of love, right? If you will, and that's why I was saying. I said the one word that I think is love is like unconditional. Like true love is there are no conditions, right? And it's all of what you just said. But I also think there's like I don't know. What do you guys think? Is love just a blanket thing, or is love are there different levels to love? Because I love my husband differently than I love a colleague, but I have love for my colleagues. Does that make sense? Like, is it
Absolutely.
just one
No, it
blanket
does.
thing?
Absolutely. Yeah, G.
I think love is getting to know each other as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I think love grows too. You know what I mean? So it's like getting to know somebody because yeah, there's love at first sight, but is it really love at first sight? Is it lust at first sight? And what happens when you do get to know each other? What happens? You fall out of love. You know what I mean? So it's just like I
Right.
think love is getting to know each other, and that can make you love somebody.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
makes sense too because no, that makes sense because the love can grow and it's compatible with like the four pillars, which is like the respect and the knowledge. Because as you fall more in love, you have more knowledge of the person, you have more respect for the person. So
Mhm.
hmm, I feel like we should write
Okay.
a song, guys.
Nigga.
Huh.
I my opinion on it, I don't think there is I don't think anyone can say there's a meaning of love. I
Yeah,
think
I
love
agree.
is what you believe it is. I don't think anyone can really put any specific meaning. Like for me
Well,
personally, go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead, because I wanted to challenge that for a second, just
Okay.
for
No, go ahead.
nothing.
Sorry. Please do.
But like, if love, like, what about someone who's like thinks they love someone, but they're like abusive and they think that's love,
Hmm.
That's a good point. That's a great point,
right?
actually. That's a great point. I think eventually you start to realize that really isn't love, though. I think you will come to that conclusion that wasn't love. I thought it
Yeah.
was in the moment. Um, for me personally, like I've always told everyone, and people argue with me all the time about this because I feel like for me, love, like how I feel for my mother, my son, my brother, I love them to death. There's nothing that they can do to me in my life that's gonna stop me from loving them. Right? Nothing.
Mm.
I'm always gonna love them. And I feel like for me to say that I love a partner that way, I need to feel that. I need to be able to say that I love my partner so much that even if we're not together, we decide, you know what, damn, there's something that we're just not connecting in that sort of way. I still love you and I'll still do anything for you. I'll give my life for you if I have to. That to me is love. And it doesn't mean that we had to be together, but it means that we reached a point that our love is unbreakable. That love is always going to
That's
be
real.
there.
That's real. That's true.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
unconditional love. That's like the
Mhm.
deepest form of love, right?
And that's how
Yeah.
I feel. Yeah, and that's what I feel. People are
Yeah.
like, you can't compare that. You can't compare your mom. I'm like, yeah, why not? For me, that's what love is. That's how strongly I need to feel about my partner. And hopefully one day I will. Who knows?
That's
Yeah.
how George feels about himself.
No, I actually agree a lot with what Dom's saying, Melissa. Like, I think there's different love. Like, I know I love my mom um differently than I would probably another woman. Like, I will give my life for my mom. You know what I'm saying? And I probably won't give my life up for another woman that isn't my mom.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Faith, how are you, love? The comments keep popping and disappearing, but I saw the name. Hey Faith.
I don't see any. I'm on my phone, so I don't see diddly squats.
No, I'm on my phone too, but I just saw Faith pop up and I'm
Do
Are,
like,
you
oh hi Faith.
do you have an Android?
are you guys able to see
I
the comments?
No, I can't see the comments, but I see some of them come in and out like within a second, and but I caught it all of a sudden.
I
Let
see
me see if
nada.
I can put that in there. I just clicked on so you guys can see the comments. Let me see if it allows you to see the comments now.
Jorge, where are you? It's so dark back there.
I'm in your boy Henry's house.
My boy, who?
Henry,
Henry. Oh, that's right.
he's here
I saw
somewhere.
Henry. I saw Henry. He's gonna pop up in the like a ghost. I saw him yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
the next thing that I researched, which I found I never looked at it like this, but it makes so much sense. Um, there's a professor, I forget the name, I didn't write his name down. I'm kind of upset about it, but he wrote a book on how love is nothing but a selfish act. And I was trying to understand what do you mean love is a selfish act? Um, and he explained it as it's an act of ascertaining whether an individual is beneficial for oneself. Even though we can be okay on our own, we determine our system can be improved by factoring in the other person. And I read that, I said, wow, that I
So
guess if you look at it that way, it really is, because at the end of the day, we're looking for someone to complete us. Even though we can live on our own, we're not going to accept someone unless they benefit us. So at the end of
and
the
it's
day,
it, and I'm sorry to cut you off. I think it's also saying like love yourself first. You gotta like self love and then look for love. I guess that's what I understood from. That's what I took from.
I feel like it's like I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I think that the selfishness kind of twist to it makes it sound bad, but I think
mhm,
we all love with the and we also the have no expectations, but I think we as humans, it's human nature to have expectations that there's going to be a reciprocation, that that's going to be reciprocated, right? So that
mhm,
in a way that is selfish, like I give love to you, you give love to me, right? A child, usually someone, like, what's unconditional love? Like if I'm not a mother of human children. I have mad animals, and I have no fish, but I have mad plants and animals and stuff. So, and if I were to raise a child, I don't know, like it is unconditional, but there would almost be an expectation, right, of that love coming back to me, and with the affection of my child, or with when they're older, having a great relationship. So I think it sounds kind of bad, but I think it makes a lot of sense.
yeah, that's why I read it too, because it was just like the argument that he was making to for us to understand. Like, listen, understand that love ultimately is a selfish act, and when
Yeah,
when I look at when I reading it like that, it's like I guess it makes sense. It,
yeah,
it, it absolutely makes sense.
I'm mad
I
selfish.
agree.
But I agree with you, G. Like, loving. I've been on that journey for the last few years now of understanding to love myself, and understanding that that's not selfish. Understanding that that is the most important thing that you can do is continue to love yourself. Even when you get with a partner, it's spend time to love yourself, give yourself everything before you give your partner everything. Because when you do that, then you're giving your partner the best of who you are, and I
Yeah,
think that's important. Like
yeah,
I've been on that journey, like I said, and it's amazing, man. It's beautiful, and I tell people all the time. I tell women all the time that are women that and men that tend to jump from one relationship to the other. It's like, give yourself time,
yeah.
enjoy yourself, go away for a little, do something, enjoy yourself. Like that's so important. Have you guys ever like,
Absolutely.
kind of went through that time? Kind of, I know you guys are married, so it's a little different.
Dom, you're not married?
No, I'm not married. I'm not married.
Oh my
I'm not.
lord. Okay, I don't know why I thought you were.
I was I
Every
was
Gonzalez that I know are married.
I was married for 3 months. I was married for 3 months. You might not seen that episode. I had a 3 month.
Okay, I got to recap.
He said
Three
every
months.
Gonzalez I know is married, so therefore you should be married.
Uh,
That's basically what he said.
that was the only time I've been married. I mean, we were together for a long time, but then it was one of those things I kind of jumped into more so for my son. It was I grew up. My parents, they stood together 50 plus years, and for me, it was like I had a guilt inside that I wasn't able to give that to my son. So it was like it forced me to kind of stay in a situation I should have stayed in. And then it kind of hit me, and people say, Why did you get married?" I'm like, I didn't realize it until the day I got married. Like that was when it hit me. Wedding day, like I used to hear that before. Like I never understood it until it happened to me. It's like wedding day came, and I'm like, holy shit, I am not supposed to be here. What the fuck is going on right
Yeah,
now?
man.
Oh, my-
You're
the
not the
And
first
severe
person
cold
I've heard
feet.
say that.
I
No,
mean,
it's like a
she was an amazing
realization.
woman, and she was amazing. She was an amazing woman. Nothing negative to say about her. Just for me personally, my heart wasn't ready for that, and she didn't deserve it, and I had to make
Wait,
that
how old were
decision.
you when you got married?
30.
Oh,
30 years
you
old. I'm
yeah,
44 now.
that's young. That's young.
Yeah,
That's
so
young enough to, yeah. And that happened to my brother. My brother, like when the day that he was getting married, the his ex-wife, she turned into a bridezilla, dude. Like she didn't turn into one. She really was always one, but no
it
one had
really
seen it. And then I saw it, and I was like, oh snap, my brother's marrying a monster. Like this is bad. I was like, oh no. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? I wanted to be like, don't do it. and he knew it too. And your intuition, man, and love and intuition, they're totally connected. So
Absolutely,
yeah,
without a doubt. You got to follow your gut. Again,
it's hard though. It's a lot
we-
of pressure to just stop a
Whew,
wedding. You know what I mean? Like you might as
tell me
well. Like
about
yeah,
it.
I would feel
Everybody said
so
my
bad.
wedding was a Ponzi scheme. I said that good jokes. Appreciate it.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
But we had some fun with it though. Like I said, it's still, we're still all close to families and everything like that. So we can laugh at it now. At that time, can't
yeah,
laugh at it. It was a
as
little,
long as you're cordial.
yeah, it was definitely freaking tough, man. So I want to get into and jump into the next
Let's
segment.
do it.
It's about you know, with the art of love making. It's a tough situation to talk about because society tends to shame things that are sexual. We're I think since we're kids, we're raised, right? You can't even you say penis and vagina. Oh my god, that's nasty. You can't say that. But if I mention my arm, it's nothing. No one's saying nothing about that, right? There's there's an attachment to anything sexual that becomes negative, and we're not supposed to have that mind. I believe we're not supposed to have that mindset. I believe we're supposed to be open, be able to have these conversations with our kids. Certain things that we gotta be able to be open, upfront about, so that we can enjoy what God has blessed us with, or whatever you believe in. We've been blessed with our bodies to be able to enjoy another person's body.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
I
You
agree
want to go first?
wholeheartedly. I agree wholeheartedly. I think, especially like, I don't know, I'm a big feminist and not like the burning bra thing, but like women, it's like it's definitely worse for women. I mean, we can't even enjoy. It was illegal to have like your breasts out before, right? Like
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
like we made strides and like we take 3 steps forward, take a few steps back. But I agree. I think the body is it's a work of art. It's nature's work of art, and it's beautiful. And this country in particular is extremely stringent about that stuff because like in Europe, it's a different culture. So it's like culturally our culture is very different from the other parts of the world, where they're like much more. It's not as stigmatized because they're freer about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's more like part of their culture. Me, I don't. It's hard to ask me too. I was raised. HBO raised me. HBO raised me. That was my mother and my father. My family gets very upset when I say that, but I was watching things I probably shouldn't have been watching when I was a kid, and that made me like less
We all
curious about it as a teen. I already knew everything when I was a teenager. I was like, I don't need to do anything because I've seen it all. And so for me, I think it's really healthy to have those conversations with like the younger generations and to like normalize that stuff and saying vagina and penis, like that's okay. Like why I think that's the way we need to be, like more towards like freedom, being free spirited.
absolutely.
I'm a free spirit, so I'll run around naked if society let me. I would. That's it. I should not say that.
Why not? Fuck it. It is what it
Just
is, right?
sure,
And my wife's the same way. And I agree with you know what Melissa is saying a lot too. Sometimes you gotta be free spirited. You gotta be able to talk about these things because then what happens when the time comes, you're not really prepared. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, damn, I should have mentioned it earlier. Now they're lost trying to figure it out. And when it comes to like the art of love making and all that stuff, listen, that comes with years of experience, and it might not even come with the first person you experience it with. You know what I'm saying? And all of that takes, like you said, love, right? Knowledge, respect, and getting to know each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. And compatibility, because if you're not compatible, then don't even go there. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's a one night stand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
that's like a waste if you're not compatible.
Yeah, if you're not compatible, don't waste your time. That's it. There's trillions of people around the world. You'll find somebody.
And that goes to understanding the difference between a lover and a partner. Uh,
Mm,
Mm.
yeah,
mm.
there's a big difference in that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you only a partner is what it is. A partner could be business partner. It's the same thing, sexually. It's kind of like a business agreement. it it's like lover connotes too much. It means when you hear that, you're thinking sex all the time. So we don't refer to each other as lovers when you're partners, right? If you put significant other, it's like sounds like something that should be on on some type of document, like so we tend to call each other partners, but in reality, a partner can be someone you love, but it also it's a good way to just say this is someone I'm sleeping with, maybe hanging out with, but there's no real strings attached right now.
That's partner. That's lover.
No, that's lover.
No, I'm
Okay,
saying,
that's
well, a
lover.
partner can actually be love, right? Because I mean, I've heard lovers say that's my partner. So,
Right.
but in reality, that's what I'm saying. It's a good way to kind of wiggle your way if you're in, depending on the setting you're in. If you're around people and you're trying to make someone, give that assumption that's my girl, man, whatever. It's like it's my partner.
I
That
think that if somebody introduces you like that's my lover without the partner, that means that person's just there for one thing, right? But if they say that's my lover and that's my partner, like stay away, I'm the only one.
that's
Yeah, that's
You
some
I,
know,
I
intense.
didn't think about it that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't think about it that
But
way.
you can.
Wait, lover and partner.
Love and partner. That's my lover, but that's also my partner. In other words, like
Right.
don't try it. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
love is
that's deep.
exclusive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
deep. My lover and
yeah.
my partner. Like I feel like
Mhm,
lover is
mhm,
that's really like I don't know. It's just like a really sexy word too. Like that's my lover,
Mhm.
And then
yeah.
to say lover and partner, like okay,
Mhm.
like yeah, that's like my soulmate. Like
That's
back
yeah.
off.
That's everything. You can look at
Yeah.
one titty. Do not look at both titties, or me and you gonna have a
That's
problem.
everything. You can't. Yeah,
That's
imagine like
it.
if somebody was like, "Oh, this is Melissa. This is my lover and my partner." Ay Dios mío, ay Dios mío, que este tipo vivo ahora. Like
Juan
Dios
wants to know
mío.
about what about that's my bitch, but in a loving way. Listen, to
Yo,
me,
It,
bitch is a beautiful word. Okay, bitch is a beautiful word to me. So, like, if I say you my bitch, that means that's so much love and affection. You know,
would you say that to your mom?
I'll say that all the time. I'll be like, my mom be here. I'm like, oh, this is my bitch right here. Love her, my baby. It's
Okay, okay, it's your
but
bitch. Yeah.
obviously you got to know who you're around before you say certain things like that. I'm
that's
like
why his mom doesn't call him Dom. She's like Dominic.
my mom.
Ah, this
My
is
mother
Father.
comes
This is
on
Father
here.
Ramos. He's like, my
My mother
mom
come.
loves my bitch.
My mother come on here, and then she gets off because she thinks that no one's gonna say anything if she's on here. She thinks like everyone's gonna be on their best behavior. Like, mom, everybody knows who I am and how I am. Like, where do you think I get it from? Okay, listen.
That's so funny. Yeah, so when we meet her on the show, we'll be like, oh shit, he was like, this my mom, my bitch, my
After a
mom.
few drinks, though, only after a few drinks, then she'll be crazy. But if she don't have no drinks in her, you think she's the sweetest
We gotta
angel,
have
and she is. Don't get me wrong.
we gotta have coquito night. Jorge, don't you do coquito? Don't you make
I do all
coquito?
that stuff.
Yeah, so
I do everything.
we have to have
I,
Let's do
coquito
it.
night.
I need my invite for Coquito night, man.
Yeah, man.
Got
And
you.
get his mom lit on coquito. And
Oh,
then we'll be like, yo, you his mom, you
Boy,
a bitch.
she is she's a and she'll be like you dead. She'll go nuts. But she is like when I say, I know we all love our mothers to death, but when I say she is the angel of our family. She taught me how to love unconditionally with people that probably don't even deserve love. She's taught me to never judge anyone. And it's like we were talking about earlier, growing up in Brownsville, for me, I had to understand that, like, seeing my mother interact with everyone. It didn't matter if you just came out of jail from doing 15 years or you've been having an amazing career for 15 years. She wasn't going to treat you any differently. She was gonna give you that love no matter what. And for me, that's the
Aw.
thing that I admire about her so much, that I try to live up to that every day of my life. And Mama, just again, love you to death. I had to tell you.
Mama. Oh, that's so sweet. She sounds like the sweetest person ever. Well, you sound like a very kind person, so there you go. That's where you get it from.
Yeah, I get it from my mama.
What's ironic about
mama's
that?
boy.
So,
Yeah, sure.
Jorge and Juan are twins, And so one of them got one side, and the other one got, there's an angel and a devil. I'm not gonna say who's who, but I'm sure, you know, we could process of elimination. You
We
could
all
guess
know who
who's
that
who.
is.
It wouldn't happen to be the guy that calls his girl a bitch, is it?
Yeah. Este salió a la mamá y este salió al fucking devil, al diablo. Yeah, it's like,
Oh,
that's hilarious though. Guys, I gotta run. I have to run because I parked, and look, it's getting dark. You know,
That's it.
I'm looking around. I'm like, me van a robar aquí, pero no.
I know
They're
you
gonna
keep
take
looking over your
no,
shoulder.
yeah, right. No,
Somebody's about to make you their lover. Look
I'm
at that.
like,
Well,
Later,
I'm
man.
your lover
we'll have it
and
on
your
camera.
partner. Yeah,
Don't
no,
worry,
'cause I
you're
can't
good.
be your lover and your partner. Get away from my car. And look, I got my big poster with my big face on it, and like it kind of shows a nipple, and I'm gonna leave it there. So it was so nice to see. It was so nice to meet you guys.
Thanks for
Yo,
coming in, Mel. Love you.
Appreciate it.
Yo, I love this show because when you said something about inner work, I'm all about healing and inner work and becoming a better person, and love. It's all about love, and music is love, and love is music,
Really
and all
is.
that jazz. So I love this, and I'm a new fan. So
And,
thanks for having me on.
and accepting everything negative that ever comes and ever still comes, because you can't have positive without negative, no matter how
You
much
can't have
you
positive energy. It's all about love. So thank you guys so much. Jorge, yo te quiero
Thank
mucho.
you,
I
Mel.
love you. I love you. I love
Love you
you.
too, Mel.
Bye,
We'll
guys.
talk later.
Yeah.
Get home safe.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, honey. Bye.
That was Melissa Bonilla.
It's always good to get a female perspective. You
It,
know what I
it,
mean?
it really, you know, it's funny because everyone will tell me, like, if I got a guy coming on, we need a woman's perspective, or it's like if I have a woman, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, guy's perspective. I'm like, what the hell am I?
yeah, yeah. And not a woman that like not that all women are sensitive, but there's some women that oh, what did you just say? Like Melissa's not that type. She's like, oh, word, and she'll go with the flow. You know?
This is Jamie right here. Dom, say hi to Jenny Renee. Hi, Jenny Renee. What is up? Jamie gets put in jail a lot, so I think she's locked up.
Oh
With her regular-
God, she's gonna go to jail right now for that.
Oh man, bro. So moving on to the next subject that I wanted to get into. It's about you've been married 20 years, right?
22 years to be exact. Yeah.
22 years. And I mean that's something I dream about. Like I would love to have been able to have that kind of relationship. Where we go through life together. There's negatives, there's positives, and everything in between. And when you stick together, no matter what, it's a beautiful thing. With that said, I have the argument sometimes about a man like yourself. You've been 20 years. I haven't had that. For me personally, I've jumped in a lot of relationships, right? So I'll say, okay, sit down. Like right now, if I take my son, I sit him down. Who do you want to listen to speak about relationships? Me or George? The first instinct is I want to hear from GA. He's been married for 20 years. Let me hear his knowledge on how to. Wrong answer, god damn it. I've been through 100 relationships. Don't you want to know my perspectives? But I say that joking around. I say joking around, but it has some truth to it. You know what I mean? Like I've been one that's been through that, but I've also learned so much. Every relationship in my life, I've learned something. And I'm blessed to. I've had amazing women in my life. Amazing. I can't say not one negative thing about anyone I've ever had interactions with as a female. And I'm blessed for that. And I've learned, I've seen my negatives. I've seen the things I did wrong that I'm able to improve on every day. And for me, I've started to realize that the only way I can truly, truly stay in love with a woman would be by being completely honest, truthfully, always letting her know what I love, what I don't like, and so forth, right? I think that's a problem with a lot of men and women. It's hard for us to kind of express ourselves. Like, if I got a woman giving me some head, she might not be the best at it. I've probably had some that were great at it. And maybe I need to give her a few tips on it, like, dude, no, try to do this, try to do that, right? But people can't do that. People can't say that. It's like, oh no, it's gonna insult her. Like, no, why? Like, if I'm going down on you as a man and I'm not doing something right, tell me. Listen, stay there. keep on. A little quicker, slow it down, move to the right. That's not going to insult me. Like whatever it is that's going to fulfill your needs, tell me. Allow me to understand that so I continue to get better because everybody likes something different. So it's an important part of a relationship, no matter what it might be. How do you feel as far as you've been with your wife so long? Like, as far are you guys to the point that you're able to be completely open with her and express your desires and her desires and things like that?
Yeah. Well, my wife, I married her knowing her only 3 months.
Did I just say
So
your girl?
my
I'm sorry.
huh?
I'm sorry to cut you off, but did I just say your girl before?
I don't know if you said
I meant
yeah,
your wife if I said your girl.
but I said, well, my wife. I don't remember if you said girl or wife, but yeah, she was 19 years old. I was 24, and you just know, prior to that though, I was in hundreds of relationships. I was singing from the age of 15 years old. So
Yeah.
so I was always, meeting girls and things like that. But when I met her, you just know, you know what I'm saying? Over the experiences that I've had with women, right? You can tell the ones that are serious, the ones that respect themselves. You're just able to tell. And after all those years, I just became a great judge of character, to be honest with you. And when I met this 19-year-old girl, namely Maris, I'm like, that woman could be the mother of my kids. You know what I'm saying? So it was something that just happened. 3 months later, I was married to her.
Mhm.
Fast forward 22 years. But it didn't come naturally. There were a lot of things we were still learning about each other just because we got married so quick. Like you just said a lot of things that I was about to say. There's things like, am I making you feel good? You know what I'm saying? That wasn't gonna insult me. I didn't feel less of a man if she said no, or she says, "Can you move a little bit this way or that way?" That's what marriage is about. Especially if you're gonna end up having sex with just one woman for all those years. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's a communication thing that has to go on. And listen, some people take care of their cars more than they take care of their marriages. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna go without an oil change and your car's at 50,000 miles. So that comes into play too. You got to maintain. You know what I'm saying? And we've learned to do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you don't work on your relationship and you maintain it, that spark's gonna go out. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things to consider if you're really into your marriage like that. You know what I mean? I mean, I know what's worked for me. I just don't think that by asking questions and it doesn't you don't get embarrassed asking your wife, "Oh, did I make you feel good?" I mean, don't feel embarrassed saying it. Just be open because that's the only way you're gonna know.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I mean
I,
that's what's worked for me and for 22 years. A lot of open communication and I think actually we're a lot better than how we were when we first started. So to be honest,
which is the
so
way it's supposed to be. Wi-
yeah,
Without a doubt. Like, I can kind of relate to that in a sense, but when I say for myself, because like you said before, right, it's all about self-love. So it's
yeah,
it's when you learn to love yourself to a point that you can give all that love packed up to that partner, it's
yeah,
it's a big deal. And I think a lot of people forget that part. Forget that when
yeah,
you're in a relationship, it's not just about making your partner happy, doing the things your partner wants. It's about you taking care of yourself and loving yourself to a
mhm,
point that you're such the best version of yourself that your partner is going to be just wowed, like wowed,
mhm,
wowed.
yeah.
True bays. Yes, everybody's looking for that next new high, which is passion, romance, etc. And it's hard to maintain that feeling through a long relationship. And
For some
yes, it
people, yeah,
is.
he's right.
It is. And it goes back to again, like
Mhm,
communication, obviously, taking care of yourself personally, very important. And I think sometimes, we get into those relationships and you start to realize, like, wait a minute, I'm developing at this kind of level. He or she's not moving at that same pace. And it's like, okay,
yeah.
that's when you kind of understand it's time to kind of fade away from that situation. Um,
No, for sure. Listen, I just last week, this couple that I've been working where I work um for about since 1999. almost the same length of time that I've been married. So he just said, I just separated from my wife, and they were together for 33 years. So I want to have a conversation with him, not to see where did it go wrong. 33 years, and you guys split up. And he says it's something that I didn't want. It's something that she wanted. So now I'm curious. I'm like, what is it after 33 years that she fell out of love? You know what I'm saying? Or like I'm just so curious because for those 22 years that I've known them, and they've been married, they were married 11 years prior to that. You know, like what the hell happened after 33 years? So I'm gonna have a conversation, especially now that we're on this topic. I'm very curious. You
Yeah,
know?
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Someone put, finally, I made it. Well, finally, you're late, and we don't know who you are. If you would have here early,
Facebook user.
you would have had the instructions of going on the other account or allowing StreamYard to let us know who you are. So put your name next to that so everybody can know who came in very late. Appreciate it, though. Thank you so much. I like the car analogy. So, Miss Janine
You gotta
Marie,
maintain.
if
Gotta
we're doing
maintain that.
car, we talking cars. What kind of car are you? Please let us know in the comments. We would like to know. But no, it really is, man. Like, you know,
Some guys are like, I'm a Ford Mustang. Yeah.
It really is, though. I mean, it's perfect because it's true. You have to keep up, right? It's with everything. You know, your look, what you're doing. There's so many parts of it that you know, just one or two falls out of sync with your partner, and that will destroy everything.
Be an open book. That's what's work. Like I'm so happy that my wife tells me, listen, George, I'm going through this. We need to talk, and we talk about it. I'm not gonna say my marriage was perfect because 7 years ago we almost got divorced. You know what I'm saying? And it was because there was a little lapse of communication between us, and we stopped showing affection for each other. We stopped doing stuff for each other for months, and and um and that's when you really have to really ask those questions. You can't let that time linger because this is what happens. Then you start to stray. You know what I'm saying? And then you start trying to find answers elsewhere. So we went through it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of money paying for a marriage counselor and psychiatrist later, and we got back together. And like I said, now our marriage is more solid than ever. But they actually taught us, and we learned that communication was so important. You know what I'm saying? And being an open book. Like I had to let her know, listen, I feel that if you do this, and she told me, listen, Jorge, if you do this, so just have that communication and don't think that you're less of a man if she says you're doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
And that's dope. You know, that is so dope, especially to be able to accomplish that together. You know, like for me, it was more a lot of self-evaluation that I had to do within myself, because it's like through my times, it's like, okay, why am I'll be with someone for a few months and I get tired of them. And it's like, you know, it was almost like a disease, it felt like, you know, because you know, I'm hearing it from everybody. You know, if I had a new girlfriend, all right, you know, I'll have the family, friends, yeah, give her a couple of months, he'll be on to the next one, you know. And it's like that's not the reputation I wanted, you know, for myself. Like, but the reality was that's who I was becoming. You know, I was becoming that guy. So it's like at the end of the day, I had to, you know, like I've been on a very deep spiritual journey these last few years. So for me, it's been just realizing, you know, I think when you're into spirituality, is like you realize the things you're doing wrong in your life. And I started to realize that it's like, listen, a lot of this shit is just, it's me. I wasn't even sure with who I was or the kind of woman that I wanted. So how can I look for anything if I don't even know who I am or what I want? You know, but there was things that I had to figure out within myself. And in time, everything just started clicking for me. And I started to realize and understand things. And it's like, okay, be honest with the things that I fucked up on, right? Okay, I was selfish. I was a selfish man in a lot of ways, you know. And for me, I didn't never like that word of being selfish, because I didn't define my character as selfish, because I was the type that I'll give anything to anyone. When I was when I was in the music business, when we were doing, I always wanted to bring everybody with me. You know, I was always about bringing a team, bringing family. And it wasn't until I started to realize that you gotta work on you, do you, and
Yeah.
understand the things you're doing wrong. And little by little, it just started to click. I understand. And now, like what you just said, finding your situation with your wife through counseling, therapists, or whatever it
Yeah.
was, that right there opened the door for you to understand your wrongs and what you guys needed to work on. And for me, that was, spirituality was my way of figuring out what I needed to work on. And that's why now, I can look back. I got a lot of women in here that have had relationships with me, right? I mean, most of them, they like to call me the Picasso of love making, which is so extra. They don't have to do that. You guys need to stop. Don't need to go.
Love it.
But when they explain that, if they've been given the Van Gogh experience, that's what it means. So when you saw the Van Gogh experience, that's what it
Yes.
was. Being that,
Gotcha.
it was one of those things. But please, for y'all, don't put that out there no more. That's personal, private. All
Van
right?
Gogh's one of my favorite artists.
Have you been to the Van Gogh experience? I haven't been there yet.
I haven't. I would love to though.
I'm dying to get there. I definitely got to get there, man. Everybody's saying make sure you take some shrooms before you go there. I said,
Oh wow.
I think I'm gonna
Okay.
have that experience, man. It's a. Do you watch like any of the shows with the ayahuasca and DMT and all that?
Listen, back in college many years ago, I fell out of it. You know what I'm saying? But the experiences that I did have, they were cool. You know what I'm saying? But I know there's a lot of stuff going on now. You know what I
Uh,
mean?
yeah, that's why I really like. I'm dying to go to one of these resorts that where you can like ayahuasca and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I hear it's life changing. Just like
yeah,
what it allows you to understand, and the way you see life is so much differently after you experience it. So
yeah.
I'm uh I'm
I'm gonna
looking.
look into that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it. That's gonna be something. Let me turn my phone off because I thought I had it off, but obviously I don't because it's boop 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 boop.
I know you mentioned all these girls now they're texting you while we are here. Like, stop lying, Dom. No,
You wasn't shit. You wasn't shit. Took you 30 seconds. I was mad as hell that I went to your crib.
that's the best 30 seconds, all right? So funny.
Oh man, yeah, brother. So in the art of love making, for you personally, and this is for the women out there, what for you makes a good lover?
Mm.
Well, hold on. Let me take
I
that back.
mean,
Let me just take
no,
that back.
I'm just trying to find the right way to say it, but I know you mean.
I just want to take it back because
Mhm.
when you say lover, right away, people think
Yeah,
as in your partner, what love is. I'm just talking
yeah.
about a great sexual encounter in the bedroom. What makes a great sexual encounter in the bedroom?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's for me, the things that turn me on. It's like experimenting, um, from positioning to foreplay to probably turning on some music and vibing off that. So and creating that vibe. To be honest with you, and it's to me. Let me tell you something. Back when I was young, it was a ding 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 ding. Okay, bye bye. But now it's just like you wanna. Well, for me, I know some men. My brother's saying hooking and cooking. Dios mío. But all right, Juan, that's part of the experimenting, you damn nympho. but but
Uh,
yeah, it's experimenting and making sure that you guys are pleasing each other. No selfishness there. So that to me is the art of love making, especially if you want to make your partner or your lover, feel just as good as you're feeling.
so you've been married 20 years, so it's hard. I know. I mean, but we still can remember.
Oh no, but we just started going to the sex toy store and all that stuff.
Oh,
So
so you're good.
we're yeah. So you gotta try new things. I'm like, all right, let's go. I dropped like hundreds of dollars,
That's
and we just gotta keep it interesting.
I'm a fan of
Change it
it.
up.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it. Like, I'm a fan of it. A lot of people, especially on
Mhm.
guys, they tend to be a little nervous with their women using toys and stuff like that. I'm like, listen, guys, use it. There's some rings that you could use on your own penis that
Mhm.
amazing vibrates. It's dope. Like, don't be. What are you afraid of? Like,
Yeah.
stop
I
being.
mean, I will show you. I have this big whiplash in the back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but you do gotta try different things, man. You can still have fun in bed after 20 years.
If you guys seen 50 Shades of Grey, which like I was never didn't care to watch it, and I was forced to watch it. And I said, "Wow, this is some shit right here." Okay,
Yeah, no, I showed my wife the 50 Shades of GA, so I get it.
but be careful because you choke the wrong woman, and you could get it. Make sure she's down for it.
Exactly.
You don't know what it is yet, man. But it's so
Got to
true.
be mindful.
Yeah, definitely gotta be mindful, man. It's important to switch it up though, man. Like, I think that was one of my downfalls because for me, it's like again, I get bored. I would get bored so easily,
Mm,
and it's like, but
I've been there.
me myself I didn't learn how to do different things. It was like I was stuck in
Mhm,
my own ways of what I like to do.
mhm,
It was like, okay, I have to be open to being able to enjoy other things with my woman. Um,
mhm.
except like when I had women that like women, and for me, I love that. It's a great thing for me. You got to know
I
what
like that too.
yeah, you have to enjoy. You got to enjoy. You got to know who you are and what you enjoy. So
Mm,
it's like I've said before. If you enjoy, if you have some wild kinks, right, and I'm just meeting you, let me know them ahead of time. Don't wait. I shouldn't have to wait for. And I want your opinion on that, right? I mean, I know you're married now, but if you were single and you're meeting someone new, do you want them to wait to let you know the things they like and who they are? Or do you think that's something that you need to tell right off the back?
I mean, if they offer the information, I think it's okay. But I think it's always a chance that you take. You know what I'm saying? Because you do want to. I don't know. It all depends on the person too. If they like the element of surprise, you know what I'm saying. So a lot of things come into play. Like, don't tell me, just show me type of thing too. So it all depends. I mean, I go off vibe all the time. You know what I mean? But yeah. I mean, for some people, they like to be warned. You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody's different. For me, it's just I'll just wait for the moment of truth.
Mhm. I hear that. I definitely hear that. For me, because like my in the past, I understood that, right? Because you
Mhm,
see a lot of women that would say, I'm not gonna tell you everything about me. I just met you, this and that, and the third, right? And it's like,
mhm,
okay, so understand if you're not gonna tell me everything about you, just know when you do tell me something about you, that might fuck everything up. And
mhm,
all these feelings that we build within this next month might go to shit, because for me it was
mm.
like there was a story of a woman that love to, and I've told the story before, that love to get there's certain places you can go where you have bees bite your genitals. They release bees on your genitals, and
Oh
it's like
no,
some type
not
of
me.
kink, sexy type, craziness. That's not my shit. So if
No.
me and you are talking for a month and now all of a sudden you try to come to me and be like, listen, I want to go to this place. They put the bees on down there for me, and at that point, you're no longer the girl
Mm-mm.
I knew for this last month. We have completely
I'm
changed our
not.
relationship.
Yeah, I am not going to the Beehive Motel.
Nah. So it was like, it's like, no, I need to know these things. Like, see, don't wait for that. Like, you have to understand. Tell me what it is that you like. Tell me what it is, who you are. Don't fucking surprise me. I don't want to be surprised with shit. You know? I like spanking the
Yeah.
burrito. Juan, I'm the same. I'm an ass man. I love ass. Like I've
Mhm,
I've said it times and times. Ass has got me in trouble. Like I just it's a weakness for me. If I
mhm.
see a fat ass, I collapse. Like I just can't.
Ah,
I can't even walk straight. It messes me up, man.
yeah,
Sting
me
your
too, I
coconut.
guess.
Yeah, nah. There will be no stinging over here. Give you honey on your sperm. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you made it sound okay. Like that right there, just made it
yeah.
sound like a good idea. But
Okay.
don't get out there, put that out there as a good
The
idea.
CC ended up.
I love to carry an EpiPen at the B resort. Yeah.
Good to know.
Oh man, look at this. All of a sudden they start colonizing up in the vagina. Oh my god. Could you imagine? Like who is there anyone in here brave enough to say they enjoy that? Like because I would give you so much credit. Like Oh my
That's
God.
a Portuguese thing, I think.
That's oh my God. Uh-oh, Jennifer said, I gotta go. I'm a big ass girl. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, Jen, forget about it. She got back.
Oh shit, baby got back. We got- uh-uh. Let me see. Don't likes to disappear in the crack of that.
Juan, my brother should come on here. Send him the
Hey,
link.
hey,
What's wrong
hey,
with him? He's
come in here,
he's
Juan.
live
Where
on those
you at?
comments though.
Come in here. Let's get you in here real quick. You're the single brother, so you can answer some conversation. You can
Yeah,
answer some
man.
questions here. We have to keep it respectable to a degree. Big butts, and we go half on the baby. I hear you.
Oh God.
I hear you. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. Let me see. Oh man. But yeah, it's I joke about like everything, for me personally, I've always had good relationships with everyone that I've with in the past, like, and this is why like I can do something like this freely. You ain't gonna see any of the exes come in here and speak, say anything negative about me because all my life I've been one that even when I was an idiot in a lot of ways, they understood that was just part of my growing, I never was an asshole like that. And for me, it's like, okay, I've had my situations, I've enjoyed myself, but what they all could agree on is that I was always an amazing lover. And people say, how do you know you're an amazing lover? Like, because I know, why I know? Because I know there's certain things that and as a songwriter yourself, right? There's a type of energy that gets involved in it that kind of separates it where it's almost, I don't want to say like an actor, but it's kind of like an acting. You kind of how to give a certain type of passion that you can't give with everyone, right? Like you have a wife, so there's a certain passion that comes with that when you guys are making love. You can't give that with just a
Oh
random booty call, like
yeah,
that
yeah,
that doesn't come. But
yeah,
when you're able to tap into certain energies, again, like you're a songwriter, so you might create a song about a situation that not necessarily your situation, but you know how to kind of tap into that vibe or that energy, create the
yeah,
song. It's the same thing sexually. I think, when you're able to tap into a certain situation and you can give a woman that type of loving where it doesn't feel like it's just a booty call, that's when I say, okay, yeah, you know what I just did. You don't do it,
yeah.
and you can have fun with it. But I think there's a certain passion that comes with that, like songwriting. Like, do you feel the two connect in that way?
No, no, absolutely. Listen, as a songwriter, of course, you talk about your experiences and stuff like that, or something that you're fantasizing about, right? So I know I've written certain songs where like, damn, I wish this would happen for me or with me, and I'm able to express those desires through a song. You know what I'm saying? And you're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? I can express it through my songwriting, and it's almost the same as sex. You're not gonna have always the same sex with every partner that you have. So yeah, I think both have similarities. So
I
you're
um,
right.
I agree. Miss
What if a
Liz
woman is not
Diaz.
very okay? Oh, okay, that's a good question.
That is a great question, Liz. Great,
Not
great.
very voluptuous or vice versa.
That is
Ah,
tough. And this is my whole beef with the whole Hollywood. Everybody wants to get skinny shit. Like,
yeah.
stop it. Like even like Kim Kardashian. Like I seen.
Hmm.
I'm like, what are you
I saw
doing?
a picture
Like I
like
need
Kim Kardashian and Rihanna.
Jennifer Lopez too. J Lo. Like
Mhm,
her ass left. It walked away. Like it's like I get it. You're feeling good,
mhm,
but damn, I
mhm,
missed
mhm,
meat. Like I need some meat on.
mhm,
Like I need a little meat. Don't get so skinny, ladies.
mhm.
But damn, that's tough. I
So
think
I tell my wife.
in that sense, you have to have some type of connection. Like
Mhm,
it has to be bigger than that. I had a friend of mine that made me laugh because it was a specific chick that he was into, and he was like, "Yo, she's so pretty and sweet, he said, but she don't got the body, that I need in the bedroom. Like I don't know if I can just keep her like that. So I'm like, okay, well then if you know that's the case, don't waste your time. Like don't waste her time or your time. But he
Hmm.
goes, oh, but and like I think the next month she's supposed to be getting a mommy makeover. So I kind of want to hold on to see what the body gonna look like at the mommy makeover. So I said,
Mm,
I'm like, oh damn. Now for me, I'm like, is that wrong? Is that wrong? Like, is that wrong to feel that way? I mean, I'm trying to put myself in that situation. And I'm like, okay, what if I do have a good connection with someone, but they don't have the body that I like, and maybe this little change is gonna is that something wrong? I would love to hear what the women think about that.
yeah.
What you
Yeah,
think?
let the women answer that, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it's wrong, to be honest with you. If I actually know people that happened to. They were with each other, and then she ended up getting boobs and an ass, and then forget about it. You couldn't, get them off each other. You know what I'm saying? That did something to the relationship. So they
I
did a little modification.
listen. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Like I personally don't see nothing wrong with it. But
Mhm.
if you tell someone the situation, they're gonna look at you like, okay, that's a little wrong. You just want her for her body or whatever the case is. And I'm one that, so look, they go together. Personality and the physical, the mental and the physical go together, right? So it's like, how
Yeah.
do you have to kind of have them together? But I understand, and you have the argument of, well, guess what? That's all gonna fade someday, right? Okay, but if I got to experience it, I enjoyed it. That's okay. I can hold on to those memories for a lifetime. But it is what it is. Everyone has a type. Yes, I agree. Everyone likes something different. I mean, that's just what it is, right? All right, we have an opinion here. That's shallow, I think. See, right away, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get and I can understand that. What you
Coming
guys
from a voluptuous woman,
all right, so that's
Lisa
not fair.
Fagaria.
So she's cheating. What you're saying is she's cheating right now.
Yeah, and you see them. Take off your boobs and butt.
Yeah.
Love you, Lisa.
That's funny. I'm sure there's an app out there that'll give you a boy body. Put a boy body on yourself and then think about that one. Darren, what up, Darren? I don't see nothing wrong. I mean, everybody has their preference. One day you want a midget, the next day you want a tall chick. That's hey, that is true. I mean, I've gone back and forth with titties and ass, and and it's little person, okay? It's not midget. It's an offensive
Little
word.
Prince.
Speaking of little persons, shout out to my girl Jade. She's been on the show before. If you haven't seen that, I was dying to have a little person on the show for like from the beginning. It was like I have to have one because of so many questions I need to ask. And she came on.
Oh,
She's so dope. Like
wow,
she has her own OnlyFans. If you're out there,
wow.
and she was telling us some stories of just cracking us up, man. And I'm like, I'm trying to find like what are some of the crazy things that they ask you to do and stuff like that. And she's like, what's what I make the most money on, honestly? I'm like, yeah. She's like, people like to ask me to act like a giant and walk around stomping on things. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. She's like, people want me to set up the camera and just go around the house, act like I'm stomping on things and acting like I'm picking them up and eating them and swallowing them. And I say that, and that's it. That's all they want to see.
Wow.
I'm like, it's not a bad gig. Shit, I'll act like I'm a
No,
giant too. If that's the case, let me start an OnlyFans.
I'll be a midget.
Oh man. Some people may think it's shallow, but look at all these dating sites. You're swiping left on those you're physically attracted to first. People have
Mm.
types. I I agree. I
Yes,
mean,
agree. The dating sites, yeah.
I definitely
Especially on dating sites, it's appearance first. Yep.
you asked her if she gave BJ standing up. Yes, I did. That was one of my questions that
Mm.
I had to ask. Like, who
Yeah,
doesn't want to know that?
that's a good one.
I needed to know that. Let me see. Looks always attract in the beginning, but that's not what keeps a relationship. 100%. I agree, agree,
I
agree,
agree with that 100% as well. Yep.
agree. I have seen many men many times say I need voluptuous. Who they end up with is totally the opposite, and that is true too. That is absolutely true as well. Great, great, great points, people. Great points. But with that said, if you're tuning in now, shame on you. You should have been tuned in a lot earlier. Man, G, I want to say thank you again for
No,
joining
man.
me, man. Melissa, thank you. It was awesome to get to know you guys. People, if you're in the mornings, I know you have the Love and Freestyle in the mornings. They it's just beautiful, beautiful energy, especially to start your day. If you guys are up, you have to join that chat and get with GA and friends. He has a lot of people that he speaks with throughout the day. And when I say it's good energy, not saying it because he's here, because y'all know me. I will say what the fuck it is. I'm not worried about anything, right? But GA has been such a beautiful soul from the moment that I met him. It's something, right? Like, I mean, I'm sure you can relate with this, right? Because we have you doing your thing. I think you can understand how most of the times it's not friends and family that are giving you the support. It comes from just out an outside of circle that you just feel a different kind of energy, a loving energy and it feels so good because it's like you don't even know me. You don't even know who I am, but yet you're here and you're spreading the word and you're showing me love and you're giving me something that's just a blessing. I just you got to touch on that one time because I'm sure you feel that.
Yeah, no, listen, when my brother created this Love and Freestyle group, we just wanted people on there, and you're right. It's I could have just made it all family and friends, right? But what we did, we got a group of people. A little survey at the beginning for you to join the group, and it's pretty simple. You love freestyle, yeah, whatever the questions are, I don't remember. But when we go in there, a lot of people they want to be uplifted in the mornings. You know what I'm saying? They want to get up and have that motivation and that inspiration to get their morning started, right? So so it's like we go in there, my brother and I, we're joking. I'm playing my music, I'm playing other people's music, we're supporting each other, and then we start talking about life experiences, right? We start talking about how friends should always uplift and encourage each other. And you have somebody who isn't doing that, then those aren't your people. Get people that are gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So and every day I think we go in there as a reminder to our friends that are in that group to and also because a lot of times there's platforms where these people don't feel comfortable sharing certain things. But all in that Love and Freestyle group, people can come in and be themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's the purpose of that group. And at the same time I get to promote my music and all my friends' music too in a positive manner. And then yeah, like you said, without there won't be a positive without a negative, but we always change those negatives into positives at the end of our shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we get to meet people like you through Jamie. So a lot of good things happen when you join that group and you're there, chilling with us and talking about whatever we decide to talk about on that day.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful, bro. Like, again, for me, it's been, these couple weeks getting to know you guys and just listening to, things you guys talk about. It's like it's been refreshing for me because again, I'm on that same path. It's just about like for me, I love good energy. And for me, I'll tell everybody, I don't care if I known you a day or if I known you 30 years. Your energy is what's gonna feed me. Your energy is gonna tell me who you are and how I treat you and respect you.
Those are
And
facts.
and listen, I mean, from the beginning, you welcomed me. I came on the show for a little bit and we spoke,
Mhm.
and like I said, the energy, you can't fake a certain kind of energy. And listen, man, what you're doing is amazing. Continue to do it, because you're bringing a lot of positivity, a lot of love, and just a lot of happiness in people,
Yep.
and that's a blessing that no one could duplicate unless it's who you are.
Yep.
Uh,
No, thank you. I appreciate that. And the feeling is mutual, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing. It was a pleasure being on your show. And yeah, man, we'll continue to do this. I hope that there's a part two, bro.
Oh well, we're gonna definitely, without a doubt, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna get some good topic of conversation. And we'll there you go. There you go. You're ready. Light up.
I'm ready.
We'll get it going. As soon as you have something that you need to discuss from your show, you let me know and we'll bring it on here and
we'll piggyback off each other, my brother.
Exactly, man. I appreciate you. Thank you again for welcoming me into your family. And you're welcome here, man. And I look forward to a future of doing a lot. Oh, wait. Before we can't go yet. We can't go yet.
Okay.
We just can't go yet. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I gotta bring the brother in here. He's here. What
It's all about love and freestyle. Later.
love and freestyle. People love and freestyle. For those of you that are tuned in that don't know, Juan is the twin of George Anthony.
The ass man.
Yeah.
Baseball. One Dom G has a son that plays baseball too.
Yeah,
That's
that's
dope.
right. Baseball my whole
Listen,
life.
It's all about the thickness. They can be all bones. I need that meat
Man, yo, man.
because I love to work with all. I like to work with all of that.
And it needs jiggle. Like I don't care if it's fake either, but it needs jiggle. I can't.
I don't know about
deal with
fake.
something
I
that's hard.
like au natural. To be honest.
I do too. But there's some fake booties out there that's nice. That has a really nice wave to it. Like if you have the wave,
Yeah.
I don't want just like one lump going up and down. Like that to me is just like, oh, come on, man. Like I could fuck a robot. Like for that, I'll find me a robot.
I don't mind the wave like in Great Adventure.
without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. You had a game right now?
Yeah, I'm at a game right now.
Oh, man.
I can't talk too loud because I'm next to the dugout. They'll be like, "What is Ivan's
Oh.
dad talking about?"
Did your dad just say Colito?
Did I just hear kill? I think I just heard kilo.
Dad is talking about a fat ass or something over there.
And I think he wants to go to the Great Adventure, the wave.
Yeah, there's like an ass wave in Great Adventure where you can go and have fat asses in Great Adventure now.
He's talking about like au natural stuff. Like it's crazy.
have no idea what kind of ride they have over there, but I want to get on it. I gotta ride it. Gotta see what it is.
I just wanted to come on real quick and say what's up. Thank you for having me. But I was definitely on the chat enjoying all the comments. It was pretty cool. Thank you, Dom. And I love you, GA.
Thank you for popping up.
Love you too, my brother.
Yeah, it's all about love and freestyle.
Always, man. I told him I said,
and the Dom show follow. Yeah.
And Juan, you're in a different neighborhood, so there goes the neighborhood, bro.
It's a wrap. All area codes. Later.
Later, brother.
Later, brother. Oh, man. That's what's up, man. That was cool. But G, again, man, thank you for coming on, brother. And again, for those of you that tuned in late, okay, you got a few extra minutes there. Obviously my brother's on here, so we had to do it. And I want to say thank you for everyone that's tuning in. G, I'm gonna put you backstage for a minute. We're gonna close it up, and I'll be right back with you, brother. All right.
Sounds good. I'll be waiting.
Oh, real quick, I'm sorry.
Good night, everyone.
Before we go, just let them know where they can find you. Give them your info and stuff. I'm sorry about that.
You got it. Yeah, no problem. Listen, y'all can go get my music, my merch at georgeanthonymusic.com. Also I'm on Facebook, George Anthony Music. I'm on Instagram, George Anthony Music. Twitter, George Anthony Music. On YouTube, George Anthony Music. TikTok, George Anthony Music. So you can find me on all those platforms. On freestyle music, I've also done salsa. And I've written songs for a ton of artists. My latest songs have been with George Lamont. Now that it's over, for my freestyle fans. Also a song with You Should Have Told Me. With Cynthia, You Should Have Told Me. And my most latest song, Love So Crazy, all on iTunes, on Amazon, Spotify, all digital platforms. And thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much, Dom G. So GeorgeAnthonyMusic.com, one stop, one click away from anything that you want to know about me. So thanks again and have a good night, everyone. The art of making love. Later.
Thank you, brother. And let's just make it clear, everybody. GA Music does not stand for Great Adventure Music. Okay, don't get him into something else here. Okay,
not Atlanta, Georgia. None of that.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
there goes the neighbor. There goes the neighborhood.